The Inertial Reference System, or IRS, will be presented in 4 sections. Let's begin with a general description. The Inertial Reference System consists of 3 inertial reference units, or IRUs. The IRUs are designated left, center, and right. The IRS provides attitude, heading, and vertical speed information to the flight instruments. In addition, the IRS provides ground speed, present position, track, and wind information. Attitude, heading, and acceleration information are provided to the autopilot and flight director. An IRS mode selector unit located on the overhead panel may also be used for input to the IRS. The left IRU supplies flight data to the captain's EFIS and VSI displays, as well as the first officer's RDMI. The right IRU supplies flight data to the first officer's EFIS and VSI displays, as well as the captain's RDMI. The center IRU serves as an alternate source for either pilot's instruments. The IRS switch, located on the instrument source selector panel, controls the source of IRS flight data. We'll talk more about this in the abnormal section. Let's now look at normal operations. The IRS must be aligned prior to takeoff. For the alignment process to take place, the aircraft must be on the ground and parked for 10 minutes. During this time, the IRS senses gravity and the Earth's rotation to determine aircraft attitude and heading. During alignment, present position must be entered by the crew to complete the process. Alignment is initiated by moving the IRS mode selector from off directly to the nav position. After a short delay, the on DC lights will illuminate for approximately 10 seconds as the system checks its backup DC power source. When the on DC lights extinguish, the align lights illuminate, indicating alignment is in process. The aircraft must not be moved while any IRU align light is illuminated. This ensures that the Earth's rotation is the only movement detected by the IRS. If movement occurs during alignment, the aircraft must be parked and the system switched off and then back on to restart the alignment process. While the align light is illuminated, present position must be entered before the system can enter the navigation mode. Normally, present position is entered through the FMS CDU. However, for this lesson, we shall use the IRS mode selector unit. First, the display selector on the mode selector unit must be in present position. Using the keypad, the first entry must be the letter designating either the latitude or longitude direction. Pressing either the N, S, W, or E key will cause any presently displayed data to go blank. For example, pressing the N key first will cause the letter N to appear in the latitude display, accompanied by the appropriate punctuation marks. The latitude numbers are then entered and will appear in the left display window. If an error is made while entering the coordinates, the clear key can be pressed and will delete the entire display. Pressing the Enter key will enter the latitude into the IRS. Selection of E or W will cause that letter to appear in the longitude display, accompanied by the appropriate punctuation marks. Again, as each number is entered, it will appear on the right side of the display. When data entry is complete, press the Enter key to enter the longitude into the IRS. For our scenario, you are parked at the Salt Lake City, Utah airport with the given coordinates. Now, key in your position beginning with latitude. After present position has been entered and alignment is complete, the align lights will extinguish, indicating the IRS has entered the nav mode, and the displayed coordinates are entered into all three IRUs. The IRS is very accurate over a long period of time. Even so, during flight it can accumulate some slight errors in its calculated present position. A fast realignment process can be used to eliminate these errors for flights that will not operate in Class 3 airspace. The fast realignment takes 30 seconds and must be performed while the aircraft is parked. Fast realignment is activated by momentarily selecting Align with the IRS mode selector, then returning it to the nav position. The nav position is detented to prevent unintentional movement. Consequently, the IRS mode selector must first be pulled to rotate it out of the nav position. The align lights illuminate during fast realignment, indicating that current position may be entered through the FMS CDU or the IRS mode selector unit. The IRS system display selector is used to read data from each individual IRS. Data from the respective IRS is displayed only when the IRS is in the nav mode, with the align light extinguished. A 4-position selector is used to select the navigational data displayed in the display windows. The selector also incorporates a brightness control used to adjust the intensity of the data display. Click on the display selector to move it to the track ground speed position. Selecting the track and ground speed positions will display true track in the left window and ground speed in the right window. Click on the selector again to move it back to the present position. Now, with the display selector in the present position, the data display shows present position of the aircraft in latitude and longitude. Click on the selector to move it to the wind position. With the wind position selected, true wind direction is displayed in degrees in the left window. Wind speed in knots is displayed in the right window. Finally, click the selector to move it to the heading position. With the display selector in the heading position, true heading in degrees is displayed in the left window. At the end of the flight, the IRS system should be turned off prior to removing AC power from the aircraft. This prevents automatic transfer to battery power, which results in battery discharge, and also prevents the crew horn in the nose wheel well from sounding. The align lights illuminate for approximately 30 seconds as the system goes through a shutdown process. Now try some questions.